What's up, everyone? This is Dude from Seastone on my mage, and today I'm gonna talk about my Chlorodom spec because I get a lot of questions and it's just really hard to explain, over tells or even events. Sometimes it's just really hard to it's all over the place. So let's go over a few things. I'm not going to go into detail about every single spec in the tree because, like you can see, I run 35, 31. But many players are going to run this differently depending on how you like. I'm just going to go over a few key points as to what I leave out. First being a resting presence. And basically anything else you see in this tree that I leave out. Pre-slam and all this other bullshit. Take a second to write everything down while I explain some things. But a resting presence and stuff like this is the reason I leave this stuff out is because it's almost too much CC points, and the way the diminishing returns work. You're not gonna want all this stuff because you're gonna end up screwing yourself out of your own CCs half the time, and especially in wall fronts. With everybody CCing stuff, half the time it's not going to go off anyway. So a point here into my resting presence is no good. It's no good. It's honestly it's a waste of a point. You can put it into micro burst and get a better storm shackle, or something over in the chloro tree. Anything really. Certainly get reflective presence. Certainly get it. That's the most important one because that's going to be your mage killer. They're basically going to end up killing themselves. And same and go up the tree, get your splits, get your splintered mine, get your traitorous influence, because that's huge, obviously. And the same over in the chloro tree. I leave out the whole synthesis tree because your main goal here isn't going to be to heal, even though you have basically the same heals as if you were all chloro. But I leave out the whole synthesis tree because that's not going to be your goal. Your main goal is going to be to dominate the battlefield. Get your wild growth, get your essence surge, get everything you need. And like I said, to take one more second, write this down if you want to copy the exact spec. Everything else is really up to you in how you play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the macros I use and some of the spells, and how to use them, and how to basically take on every class. So hopefully you guys are done looking at this. Pause it if you need. I'm gonna go into the dominated tree and go down the list here. Reflective presence, like I said, is key. So get your charge up. This is going to be good for mages, pyro mages, or pyrodom mages. They're basically going to end up killing themselves, especially if they have splits up. If they get the split personalities up, they're going to kill themselves. Mana wrench is a given. You can use that on anything: warriors, rogues, mages. Look at all these deny. Keep all these on your bar. I mean, look at my bars. My bars are full, and that's one main thing about the Chlorodom spec is that everything is extremely situational, so you're gonna need a lot of binds, and you're gonna need all your bars. Let me tell you some about the debuffs here. Against these, I mainly use these against warriors, especially transference. You're almost gonna want to open with that on a warrior. Because that's gonna cut out their ability to kill you. Accelerated decay. Basically, I use that on casters. Incompetence you're gonna want to use on melee. Traitorous influence can really be used on anybody as well. Same with Void Shroud. So, a couple ways. Let's talk about warriors. When you're gonna go up against a warrior, you're gonna wanna use a transference. You're gonna wanna line him up with incompetence. This way here, it's gonna heal a little bit, and then light him up with Void Shroud. This way here, I mean that basically puts the warrior debuff on them, and they can't they won't be able to overextend whatsoever. Which is the main goal. That you're gonna leave them not doing it. If you do this in that order or anything like it, you're gonna leave them without really any option. As soon as they overextend, they're gonna go. They're dead. Same with Trader's Influence. Just put that on, because they're gonna hit you. They're gonna do whatever they can to hit you, and it's gonna knock some huge AOE. Same, obviously, use your Storm Shackle on warriors. Definitely on warriors or melee rogues, stuff like this. That's basically how you handle melee rogues. Now to handle mages, accelerated decay right away, straight into Void Shroud. Mages or clerics, they're done. They're all done. When you have a warrior or rogue or really any DPS focusing fire on a mage and you launch accelerated decay and Void Shroud, this is basically going to be what drops them, especially with some of the healers we have here on Seastone, Nerd Contain, Slash, Riz, Trawls. These are all great healers that are going to be able to heal through 2-3 DPSers, unless you light them up with the accelerated decay and Void Shroud, and that's really going to be your only chance of dropping any sort of competitive cleric in any way. Use your Thunder Blast in multiple ways. Use your Thunder Blast to knock people off cliffs and to silence right after you use your Void Shroud and accelerated decay. I do that all the time. And Degeneration here at the bottom of the tree is used for multiple things. I like to use it on warriors, like Riftblade warriors. This way here, if I squirrel them and degenerate, for example, it's gonna rip off their planar blade, and by the time, sometimes they don't notice, but any good warrior is gonna notice. By the time he gets the planar blade back up, I'm usually able to stay at enough max range and kite so he can't even planar blade back to me. That's one of the main points about degeneration. Also, when you're going up against another dominator who has splits, it's going to remove 3 buffs. So long as they don't have any more buffs, degeneration can actually get rid of split personalities. It'll just wipe it immediately after you put it up. So that's another good way to use degeneration. In Chloro, you're going to leave a lot of this stuff out. You know, like, I don't use Vile Spores. I don't use Stream of Reclamation. Some people are. I don't. There's too much. I have too much control anyway with all the other spells that I have. That it's almost useless. You know, Bloom, Essence Surge, Forest, those are all going to be necessary for healing. But, those are going to be main ones. I wouldn't use Stream of Reclamation. Withering Vine, I will. I'll toss that up on everybody. Same Radiant Spores, keep that going. And Natural Conversion is great. You know, putting it up on a mage. This stuff sounds ridiculous, but you're going to be using all these spells, and it's very important to get used to understanding when to use them. You'd almost look like Natural Conversion as something that is just whatever, but anytime you see a mage, put it up. You know, put up your Reflective Command, or Reflective Spell. Put up Reflective Presence when you get enough charge, and watch the mages kill themselves and anything near it. Man Wrench, yeah, clear. It's just this stuff is going to be all stuff that you need, and I have a bunch of footage that I'm going to put together at the end of this video and show you how to work all the cooldowns and everything. But before I do that, let's go to the last part of the vid here and show you guys a couple macros I use. Now, first off, I talked about dealing with you know, warriors and mages and stuff like this. I have 2 main macros that I'd like to use here. One I call melee, one I call caster. It's that simple. First off, the melee one, you're gonna cast a Competence, cast Accelerated Decay, and then cast Void Shroud. You're probably gonna end up doing them in that order anyway, but this just completely helps towards that. So you know, when a warrior or melee rogues coming at you, you're gonna just basically spam this button and put up all the necessary debuffs. That's gonna be enough to usually take them out. You know, like I said, when a warrior is gonna overextend, you put up Incompetence, Accelerated Decay, and Void Shroud on them, they're gonna drop. And now the same goes for the caster one. Only obviously I would leave Incompetence out because it's for melee. But this slight difference is I put Void Shroud first because like say I use this macro against a cleric, you're gonna want the Void Shroud to go off first. Like say for instance, before the Accelerated Decay, say for instance, you know, you see a cleric at like 75-80%, that's gonna be right about the time that they're gonna try and heal themselves. They're not even gonna be expecting it, so you put the Void Shroud up, and right when they're about to start casting it, give them a 50% healing debuff, and that's usually enough. As long as you get a DPS or 2 focus fire in, then that's usually going to be enough to put it over the top and kill a cleric. So again, I mean, basically anytime you see either a melee or a caster use one of these macros and spam the hell out of them and debuff the hell out of everybody, and that's about that. And I also have 2 spam macros. Bear with me, this is a little bit hard to explain. But I put up, this is my spam macro for Chlorodom. It's Nature's Fury, Vile Spores, Ruin, and Withering Vine. Now the reason I put it in this order is because you're gonna be like, after you do Squirrel, this Nature's Fury is gonna be instant. It's gonna be a couple K worth of damage, and it's gonna be nice. Same with Vile Spores, will go off nice and fast too. While the Nature's Fury will be instant. And then Ruin and Withering Vine are gonna be basically while you're moving around. You can move around and spam this button, and it'll cast Ruin and Withering Vine. You don't even need to bind them in separate keys. Ruin's on cooldown, and then Withering Vine after the Ruin's on cooldown. You can just run around and tab target and Withering Vine everybody. I keep Storm Shackle and everything off of this macro for this reason. This is my Storm Shackle macro. I put the Entropic Veil there because it saves me a keybind. Obviously the no active is going to be there. The reason this is there like that setup is because this way here, when you're spamming, like I have this bound to 2, this way here when I'm spamming the 2 button, I won't accidentally shut the Entropic Veil off, which is kind of the point. Same with Storm Shackle is next, obviously. So basically, you squirrel and then bang on my 2 button, and it's gonna Entropic Veil if I have charge, and then Storm Shackle. All right, Haunting Pain I almost never cast before Storm Shackle, so this again saves me a keybind. Okay. Also, I use two bloom macros. It kind of seems dumb, but I have a mouse over UI bloom that I like to use for everybody else, which if you don't understand it, then you can see the mouse over UI bloom. That's everybody. And then I also have, you know, self-cast bloom, which some people might use it, some people don't. But I have both these blooms bound to different buttons because I mean sometimes the mouse over, you know, can be a split second between life or death. So I have one cast to myself if I get really pressured by DPS. And the same thing with deny. I have a deny mouse over macro. What the hell is that? Jesus. But it's basically the blue one here. And it's at self deny, and then I got a mouse over deny. It's the same as the bloom, only replace the bloom with deny. And that's basically it. They do it with Essence Surge as well. Do the same thing with Essence Surge, so you can mouse over everybody. There's not going to be many macros in this spec because everything is just so extremely situational. But those are a few I use. It makes life a little bit easier. And right now, I think me and Charles can go get you some footage. So he's waiting. He's waiting there for me. Let's go get you some. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Hope you learned a few things.
There's an epidemic going on that's quickly spreading across the nation. All these people with sexy bodies, but walking around the most ugly faces. I see all these people moving like an earthquake. Thought the world was ending, but it was your dirt face. Were you hit by a bus, or is this a worst case? At the ugly Olympics, you would take first place. From behind you sexy, but then you turned around. Never thought I'd see the day when Mr. Rogers turned a frown. Don't be my face was a village and the peasants burned it down. Don't swim in the lake, cause the fish will learn to drown. I know this sounds shallow, some would call it mean, but girl, you made me crap my pants, I need new jeans. Taking shower, can I help? Would you like a paper bag? Did you have to build a fence? Cause you made your neighbors mad. All the kids look confused, you have a right to be bold. At the campfire, you're afraid to be told. You wanna hang out, but I'd rather work late. Don't know how to tell you, girl, you got a dirt face. Girl, you know I could never date you. Even Quagmire wouldn't take you. Your armpits are kinda hairy. Honest, girl, you kinda scare me. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. Can't even lie, girl, you got a dirt face. We can't shop at the mall, cause you got a dirt face. At the banks the cops get called, cause you got a dirt face. You get mistaken for a boy, cause you got a dirt face. No Pokey Center Nurse Joy, cause you got a dirt face. All the deer stand still, cause you got a dirt face. You belong in Silent Hill, cause you got a dirt face. All the mommies wanna cry, cause you got a dirt face. Make the zombies wanna die, cause you got a dirt face. My eyes need a shower, cause you got a dirt face. Daisy rather be with Bowser, cause you got a dirt face. Did your fellow monkeys wrong, cause you got a dirt face. Catch a barrel from Donkey Kong, cause you got a dirt face. All the exits please mark them, cause you got a dirt face. Metapod used hardened, cause you got a dirt face. Zuko set you on fire, cause you got a dirt face. Michelin thought you were a tire, cause you got a dirt face. Girl, you know I could never date you. Even Quagmire wouldn't take you. Your armpits are kinda hairy. Honest, girl, you kinda scare me. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. Can't even lie, girl, you got a dirt face. Dirt face, it's such a tragedy. So many people have fallen victim to the dirt face. You'll be out somewhere and you're gonna see this person with the most killer body, but then their face looks like someone just kicked the winning Super Bowl off of it. Or their face looks like they just smelled a fart. Yeah, you know what look I'm talking about. When their face looks like they just ate something sour. That they found out that they just slept with their cousin. That kind of face. Or that hell no, that ugly dude over there ain't about trying to talk to me face. That's dirt face. It's such a crime. Is there something we can do about this dirt face? Is there an AA for dirt face? Is there a class you can take to help with dirt face? Is there a dirt face for dummies? There's gotta be something. Girl, you know I could never date you. Even Quagmire wouldn't take you. Your armpits are kinda hairy. Honest, girl, you kinda scare me. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. You got a dirt face, you got a dirt face. Can't even lie, girl, you got a dirt face. Dirt faces. Everybody has a dirt face moment. I probably shouldn't talk, cause I bet I got a million dirt face pictures out there. Was that too mean? Nah. You know Renji loves you. Dirt face.
Introducing Bacardi Oak Heart. From the heart of charred oak barrels to your glass, the smoothest spiced rum has arrived. Don't believe me? Take the Oak Heart Challenge and taste the smoothness for yourself. Bacardi Oak Heart, what spiced rum should taste like. Enjoy together responsibly. Bacardi is a registered trademark. Bacardi USA Incorporated, Coral Gables, Florida. Rum with natural flavors and spices. 35% alcohol by volume.
Red Stripe likes to celebrate the little hoorays in life. Like Spotify ads that cut to the chase and shut up so you can get back to the music you love. Hooray awesome reggae Spotify playlist. Red Stripe. Hooray beer. Red Stripe Lager. Copyright 2012 Diageo. Guinness USA, Norwalk, Connecticut. Hooray responsible drinking.